Hello and welcome to Autocar Quick News, your weekly snapshot of the latest happenings from the automotive world. Before we begin, please ensure you're subscribed to the channel and have hit the bell icon to be notified every time we have a new video up. We'll start the week's news with a juicy scoop on an India-bound new Citroën. The French car maker will be bringing a new crossover sedan to our market in 2024. To be called the C3X, the model will be a very different take to the conventional mid-size sedan. For starters, the C3X will have a high ground clearance expected to be upwards of 190mm, and the high stance will be complemented by large alloy wheels and rugged cladding all around. The C3X will be comparable in size to a Honda City with length in the 4.3 to 4.4 meter band. The C3X's styling will be along the lines of international models like the C4X and C5X, and there will be many elements shared with the C3 Aircross, that is Citroën's next launch for India. Inside too, the C3X will share much with the C3 Aircross, of course with just 2 rows of seating. The crossover sedan will be offered with a 1.2-litre 110 horsepower turbo petrol engine, and there'll also be an electric iteration that will join the lineup later on. What are your thoughts on the idea of a crossover sedan? Let us know in the comment section below. Another week and another update on the Hyundai Exter. The Korean car maker has announced its micro SUV will be launched on July 10. Bookings for the Exter are underway for a token amount of 11,000 rupees, and dealers tell us that deliveries will commence from the 4th week of July. The Exter is Hyundai's answer to the Tata Punch and Citroën C3, and images revealed so far suggest a chunky look. The model will slot below the Venue in Hyundai's SUV lineup. The Exter will be powered by Hyundai's 1.2-litre naturally aspirated petrol engine and will get 5-speed manual and AMT gearbox options. A CNG version will also be part of the lineup. The Exter will be offered in 5 variants, all of which will get 6 airbags as standard. Other features to be offered on higher variants include a dash cam and a single-pane sunroof. Moving on to the launches of the week, Tata has launched the Altroz in CNG guise with prices starting from 7.55 lakh rupees. Impressively, the lineup is wide and includes almost all the variants the petrol Altroz is offered in. The CNG versions are priced at a premium of about 1 lakh rupees over corresponding petrol versions. The Altroz iCNG shares its 1.2-litre petrol engine with the standard Altroz, and in petrol mode it makes 88 horsepower and 115 Newton meters. In CNG mode, the figures drop to 77 horsepower and 103 Newton meters. Tata hasn't announced economy numbers as yet. Interestingly, unlike most rival CNG models, the Altroz can start directly in CNG mode. The bigger pull for buyers will be luggage space. While a CNG tank typically takes up all the luggage space in a hatchback, Tata's unique approach of splitting CNG capacity in 2 30-litre tanks has enabled a 210-litre luggage area. The Altroz also gets a spare tyre positioned under the body. The usual compromise on features when opting for a CNG model has also been addressed. Top versions of the Altroz CNG get a 7-inch touchscreen with Android Auto and Apple CarPlay, an air purifier, a wireless charger, automatic headlamps, and most notably a single-pane sunroof. Our review of the Altroz CNG goes live on the 29th of May, so please set those reminders, or better yet, hit the bell icon if you haven't already. Further up the price ladder, Mercedes-Benz India has launched the facelifted A-Class limousine at 45.8 lakh rupees. The refreshed A-Class limousine gets a new design for the LED daytime running lamps as well as a new look bumper with redesigned intakes. The grille has been tweaked as well with a slightly thinner chrome slat and a new honeycomb mesh pattern. New 17-inch alloy wheels, reworked tail lamps and chrome trim on the bumper are other revisions. Inside, the sedan gets a new steering wheel with touch capacitive controls. The two 10.25-inch screens have been retained from the outgoing model. However, the touchscreen now supports wireless Android Auto and Apple CarPlay connectivity. For the moment, the A-Class limousine is only available in A200 form that gets a 1.3-litre turbo petrol engine that makes 163 horsepower and 270 Newton meters. The A220D diesel will join the lineup later in the year. Mercedes has also launched the updated AMG A45S hatchback at 92.5 lakh rupees. A redesigned front bumper, new design 19-inch alloy wheels and redone tail lamps help establish it as the latest version of the hot hatch. The reason to buy an AMG A45S remains its engine. The highly strung 2-litre turbo petrol unit makes 421 horsepower and 500 Newton meters, enabling a 0 to 100 kph time of just 3.9 seconds. Mercedes will also be widening its portfolio on June 22 with the launch of the 7th Gen SL. The model will be launched in AMG SL55 guys, that gets a 4-litre twin-turbo V8 petrol engine that produces 478 horsepower and 700 Newton meters. We'll be driving the car in the weeks to come, so stay tuned for the Autocar India review of the SL. Among the models the Mercedes-AMG SL55 will be seen in light of is Lexus's LC500H that's just been refreshed. The updated model has been priced at 2.39 crore rupees, which is a 10 lakh rupee jump up in price. The most notable update on the LC500H is an all-new 12.3-inch touchscreen infotainment system that replaces the older 10.3-inch unit. Unlike the older screen that was deep-set and integrated into the dashboard, the new screen is housed independently and has been moved towards the driver to allow easier access. There are no changes to the powertrain that comprises a 3.5-litre naturally aspirated V6 petrol engine that works along with an electric motor. The combustion engine produces 300 horsepower and 348 Newton meters, while the electric motor produces 180 horsepower and 330 Newton meters. In all, the powertrain produces 354 horsepower. The Lexus LC500H does the 0 to 100 kph dash in a claimed 4.7 seconds. Even further up the price ladder, we have Aston Martin that has launched the DB12 in India, starting from 4.8 crore rupees. Bookings will begin in early June and deliveries are slated to begin in the fourth quarter of 2023. The centerpiece on the DB12 is its 680 horsepower and 800 Newton meter Mercedes-AMG hand-built twin-turbocharged 4-litre V8 engine. The engine helps the DB12 launch to 100 kph in just 3.6 seconds, with top speed set to be upwards of 325 km an hour. In look, the DB12 is easy to identify as an Aston Martin, though the model features a bigger front grille and more pronounced aero elements than its predecessors. Inside, it's traditional Aston Martin meets new age tech. The most notable feature of the interior is an all-new 10.25-inch touchscreen system that packs in Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. The digital dials are also a break from the Aston Martin interior theme. We're curious to know, would the Aston Martin DB12 be your choice of 5 crore rupee supercar? From one British marquee to another, McLaren has launched the Artura hybrid supercar in India at 5.1 crore rupees. The Artura is the first McLaren with a V6 engine. The McLaren Artura is also distinct, being a plug-in hybrid. The powertrain combines a 3-litre twin-turbo V6 engine producing 585 horsepower with a 95 horsepower 225 Newton meter rear-mounted electric motor. Combined, they produce 680 horsepower and 720 Newton meters of torque. McLaren claims the Artura can sprint from 0 to 100 kph in 3 seconds and go on to hit a top speed of 330 km an hour. In look, the Artura has the classic mid-engine proportions with familiar McLaren details. Elements of note include the headlamp housing that is styled to mimic the brand's logo and a gaping air intake right behind the doors. At the rear, the Artura looks aggressive with exhaust tips mounted above the number plate housing. Inside, the Artura features an 8-inch vertically mounted touchscreen with Apple CarPlay and Android Auto connectivity. There's a digital instrument cluster as well as ADAS tech. BMW has launched the updated Z4 in India at 89.3 lakh rupees. Cosmetic updates include a restyled front bumper with triangular air intakes as well as a blacked-out grille with a honeycomb pattern. As for the interior, the BMW Z4 gets a mix of leather and Alcantara upholstery with contrast blue stitching, as well as M Sport seats. The Z4 is offered in India in M40i form that features a 340 horsepower 500 Newton meter 3-litre twin turbocharged straight-six engine. The engine sends power to the rear wheels via an 8-speed automatic transmission. BMW claims the Z4 M40i can sprint from 0 to 100 kph in just 4.5 seconds. Over the week, BMW also took the wraps off the all-new 5 Series sedan. The new 5 Series sports distinct styling far removed from the outgoing model, though the overall look is not as radical as the latest 7 Series. The new 5 Series has grown in size and is larger than the outgoing model by a substantial 85mm in length. The wheelbase is 20mm longer too, and there's the promise of slightly more rear legroom. On the inside, the new 5 Series gets BMW's latest twin-screen cockpit layout with a 12.3-inch screen serving as the driver's display, flowing into a 14.9-inch touchscreen. Like the earlier 5 Series, the latest gen car also gets a long equipment list with multiple finishes for seating and interior trim. The 5 Series has been unveiled with a range of engines, starting with a 205 horsepower 2-litre turbo petrol, to a 489 horsepower 3-litre plug-in hybrid. It's safe to assume India will get the 2-litre petrol and diesel engine options when the model comes in early 2024. Details for the M5 haven't been announced as yet. BMW has also shown the all-electric derivative of the 5 Series. Called the i5, the model could be headed to India along with the standard car. The all-electric i5 will be offered in 2 specifications, a rear-wheel drive eDrive 40 with 340 horsepower and 430 Nm, and a 4-wheel drive M60 xDrive that makes 601 horsepower and 820 Nm. BMW is claiming a 0 to 100 kph time of just 3.8 seconds and an electronically limited top speed of 230 kph for the M60. Both i5 models feature an 81.2 kWh lithium-ion battery pack as standard. The eDrive 40 offers a WLTP range of 497 to 582 km, while the more powerful M60 xDrive delivers a range of 455 to 516 km on the WLTP cycle. Harley-Davidson has released a fresh set of images and details of its made-for-India new model. For starters, the model that's been developed in collaboration with Hero MotoCorp has been named the X440. The number links the name to its 440cc engine displacement. Going by the images, the X440 will feature an oil-cooled single-cylinder engine. The final drive appears to be in the form of a chain, making this only the second modern-day Harley after the Pan Am to employ chain drive. In look, the X440's front is chunky and comes dominated by the large squarish fuel tank. The headlight gets an LED DRL bar running across the center, while the indicators sport some neat detailing with Harley logos at the center. Styling at the tail is sleek. What's clear is that the X440 is held together by a tubular frame featuring a single downtube design. It's suspended on an upside-down fork and preload adjustable twin shock absorbers. There's a single disc brake at both ends and dual-channel ABS will be standard. The upcoming Harley-Davidson X440 is expected to be priced between 2.5 and 3 lakh rupees at launch in early July. What are your thoughts on the X440? Let us know in the comments below. Bengaluru-based startup Simple Energy has finally launched the production spec version of its one electric scooter with prices ranging from 1.45 lakh rupees to 1.5 lakh rupees. The Simple One has a 5 kWh lithium-ion battery pack that boasts an IDC range of 212 km. The battery pack is split into 2 parts, one fixed and one removable. The battery powers a permanent magnet motor that's rated for a claimed 8.5 kW of peak power, while max torque is rated at 72 Nm. The figures help the One manage the sprint from 0 to 40 kph in a claimed 2.77 seconds and onward to a top speed of 105 km an hour. Simple Energy claims that the battery can be charged from 0 to 80% in 5 hours and 54 minutes using the portable and home chargers. With a fast charger, the scooter can be charged at the rate of 1.5 km per minute up to 80%, although the fast charging network is still being set up. We are told that the network will be operational from August of this year. On the features front, the Simple One has a 7-inch TFT dash that can be paired to a phone via Bluetooth and can control navigation as well as music. Simple says the software can be updated via over-the-air updates. The One has 4 riding modes: Eco, Ride, Dash and Sonic. There's also all LED lighting and a boot light. Speaking of which, the One boasts a boot capacity of 30 litres. Talking electric scooters, electric two-wheelers in India are set to get costlier from June 1 as the cap for incentives has been brought down to 15% of the EV's ex-factory price as against the 40% benefit extended earlier. Furthermore, as per the Gazette notification issued on May 21, the Ministry of Heavy Industries has revised the FAME 2 subsidy amount to 10,000 rupees per kilowatt hour as against the earlier amount of 15,000 rupees per kilowatt hour. As a result of this latest revision, all electric two-wheeler manufacturers that are eligible for the FAME 2 subsidy will likely have to increase their product prices by approximately 25 to 35,000 rupees. Yamaha has launched the updated YZF R15 V4 in a new Dark Knight edition priced at 1.82 lakh rupees. This new color theme dresses the bike up almost entirely in black, sprinkled with gold highlights and racy golden alloy wheels. However, there are no changes to the bike's mechanicals. The 18.4 horsepower and 14.2 Nm liquid-cooled 155cc single-cylinder engine has been carried over unchanged. And that's all the updates we have for you this week. Thank you for watching.